7 a.m. now. This morning, a Spokane woman says a UPS driver saved her life without knowing it.
God wanted me to be in that spot for some reason that day.
Up ahead, the story that will have you questioning coincidence or fate.
Here at Comstock Park, we still have huge trunks like this all over the park and more damage across Spokane. The city says the price tag to fix it all, $2.7 million.
And it's clear skies overhead on this beautiful morning. Oh my goodness, soak it in, because tomorrow we're waking up to snow.
And a local business owner is offering some unexpected local flair with vending machines.
I want one everywhere. Just get them all over town. I think they're just really fun.
We spoke to the woman behind the creative vending machines about how they're impacting our local businesses.
Up with KREM begins now.
So let's start with the parachute uplift camera, and let me give you a quick warning to not blink, because things go really fast here.
That's right, do not blink. The parachute that helped land the Perseverance rover on Mars had a very distinct design. You might have noticed it's not exactly symmetrical. Well, it only took internet sleuths a few hours to crack the code hidden inside the parachute. We're going to tell you what the message says coming up on Up with KREM.
Huh. A few hours, can you believe it? You'd have to already be looking for something, right?
I would think so. I watched the explanation a couple times yesterday and I'm still scratching my head. So these folks are so talented, so smart. Dana Marie, I can't wait to see that story again. Exactly. I mean, I'm not going to be the one breaking it down. We have a TikTok for that. But of course, all good things for us coming up. Definitely interesting that people were able to catch it just on social media as it was coming down on Mars. I love it. I love the attention to detail. You know who's also really good with the details? Our Jeremy Legou. He's outside this morning, 23 degrees, so he's bundled up. But Jeremy, what are we looking at this morning as we head out the door?
My breath. No, all right. We're looking at sunshine. How cool is that? Soaking it in. Remember yesterday when I was doing the same thing? Yeah, I'm doing it again. Now that the sun's up, we likely get rid of some of this frost that's developed, and some of that might recondense. You saw Nicole talking there in Comstock Park and saw how it looked kind of hazy behind her. That's some of that patchy fog we were talking about early on this morning. And we're seeing that a little thicker as you make your way over toward the airport. So some areas seeing it, other areas downtown, up here on South Hill. It is sunny, it is beautiful, and it is crisp as we start the day. 23 degrees here. You move out to the west and temps in the 30s. You move off to the north in the low 20s, and you head over to Coeur d'Alene and you're in the upper 20s. It all depends on where you are early this morning, but I think we all get rid of these clouds as we move through the day, and we all get to enjoy some of that. Oh, sunshine. There we go. Starting it, so don't forget the sunglasses because you're going to need them. Tomorrow, you can leave those at home because we're waking up to a fresh coating of snow. The snow starts before you get up, unless you rise before I do, and continues through the morning commute. Later on in the afternoon, a couple of stray rain showers as we finally get rid of some of that moisture, but snow showers linger a lot longer in some of those higher elevations throughout the day. So if you're a sun lover, today is your day. Bundle up this morning, but by this afternoon, temps up near 40 degrees means that you should still bundle up if you're heading outside.
Jeremy, we need to get you some sunglasses this morning.
Right?
Looks good. All right, Jeremy, thank you. Coming up now on 7:04. Well, this morning we do have a price tag for last month's deadly windstorm. Spokane leaders say it cost the city $2.7 million. And this morning, Nicole Hernandez is joining us live from Comstock Park. I know that area still cleaning up this morning. She's going to break down the cost for us. Hi, Nicole.
Yeah, good morning, Jen. So now that the sun is up, we have a better idea of how much damage is left here at Comstock Park. You can see right here, I'm on one of the tree trunks of one of the trees that fell during that January 11th windstorm. And as you continue walking around the park, you see 4 large trunks here down. And even further, you can see just how much lumber behind me has been built up from the windstorm, just how much damage just here at Comstock Park. So the damage of the January 11th storm ended up putting 200,000 people without power and ended up killing 2 people as well. So now the city says that after assessing the damage and figuring everything out, they say it will take $2.7 million to clean everything up. And of course, that's because a lot of these trees and stuff ended up falling on cars and houses and blocked roads and took out power, of course. City Accounting Director Michelle Hughes says the city has applied for FEMA reimbursement, but the city did not meet the criteria for that. The city's accounting director says that $2.4 million would be needed, funded from the city's general fund. That number was presented to City Council on Monday. Now, damage to the Butterfly and Riverfront Park is part of this. That and other park assets will cost nearly $735,000. A bulk of the city's overall cost, though, is actually related to a hillside between Peaceful Valley and Brown's Addition. That's expected to cost up to $1 million alone. There's tree damage and removal loan cost that is nearly $165,000 with that. And in total, $1 million specifically for Peaceful Valley. Now, that windstorm did partly cause that damage. Hughes says the damage was caused by large amounts of rain that eroded a lot of the hillside, and then it was further impacted when trees actually fell because of those winds. So, of course, several spots here within our city that are seeing a good amount of this damage like this right behind me, and we'll make sure to keep you updated as the city works to get it all fixed. In Spokane, I'm Nicole Hernandez.
All right, Nicole, a lot of work ahead. Well, breaking news just into the Up with KREM newsroom. Let's get right to some video here from Johnson & Johnson about the FDA endorsing Johnson & Johnson's vaccine. So let's tell you what we know right now. So Johnson & Johnson's COVID-19 vaccine is one step closer to possibly being used for emergency use. That's the shot that only requires one dose and doesn't have to be stored in extreme temperatures. Now, the FDA endorsed the vaccine for emergency use. The next step is for the FDA's Vaccine Advisory Committee to meet on Friday and decide whether to officially approve the drug for emergency use. If so, it would be the third COVID vaccine available in the U.S.
Tim, thank you. Well, whether it's a miracle or just pure coincidence, this next story will pull at your heartstrings. We're introducing you to a Spokane woman who says a UPS driver saved her life without even knowing it.
This is the Sweeney's house. After almost 9 years of living here, Zona Gail Sweeney had a terrifying experience, one her and her hero tell best.
It happened December 30th. In the morning, when I went out on the deck, I did not know it had iced. I was just going to go to the car and pick up something for my husband. And my feet went out from under me so fast and so high that I wound up falling back on the point of my head. I was stunned, and the UPS driver comes up.
And I normally pull like up next to their area, and for some reason that day, I guess I just parked like in between them, and I walked around the back of the truck to get the package for her neighbor, and I heard like something like someone was in pain or something.
And as he came around to the back, I was able to call out, and he heard me, didn't hesitate at all.
And I saw where she was, so I stopped what I was doing, and I walked over to her and noticed that she fell. So she asked me to get her husband.
After getting her husband, helping Sweeney inside, calling 911, and waiting for paramedics, UPS driver Levi Souter just went back to his package delivery route. Little did he know, though, the small detour saved Sweeney's life.
Because there was a bleed between the hemispheres of my brain. If I had stayed down, the neighbors wouldn't have heard me, my husband wouldn't have heard me, and I would have died.
Sweeney ended up spending days in the ICU recovering and is so thankful for the driver's help.
God wanted me to be in that spot for some reason that day.
You know, God uses people all the time to be his angels, and he was one that day.
Now, Sweeney wants to use this story as a reminder. Take the time to be kind and thank others for doing the same. In Spokane, Nicole Hernandez, KREM 2 News.
Still to come this morning here on Up with KREM, we all know One Tree Cider House is a favorite here in the Northwest, but now the rest of the U.S. is in on our local secret. One Tree was just nominated by USA Today as one of the best cideries in the nation. Now they need your help to take the top spot. Coming up in our next half hour, we'll talk with One Tree about how you can vote.
And we are celebrating Black History Month here on Up with KREM. Check out this great performance by Spokane's Nema African Youth Choir. The group is it's a group of African refugees who have resettled here in Spokane.
I am not forgotten.